buddy, this is a massive failure. And I don't think Casey Curran's to blame. I think it's the league. It's a very selfish situation. Because why? It was on big CBS. Oh, we can't lose our media time. We got to play this game. We can't push it back because we are locked in on CBS and we need that money, right? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Currently on No Other Pod. On KCSN, I'm Daniel Kooser here with Chris Wright. Chris, howdy, buddy. How's it going?
Oh, dude, good, man. A nice and sweaty ass weekend.
Hey,
Oh my God. At that game, I'm pretty sure I was a paste of sweat and sunblock just mixed together all over my body for like 6 hours. But yeah, man, kind of a wild weekend.
It's one of those things where you wish you were at a, what is it? Is it Jacksonville Jaguars where they have like a swimming pool suite where you can like watch the game from a pool? Is that where that's at?
If they had charged for people to go take a quick dip, I mean, they could have made a fortune.
Can you imagine? It was
hygienic, but
right, dude. We got it's a draw pod. First one of the year.
That is wild.
It's weird. It's weird we haven't had a draw, and it's end of August. So we've just been playing lights out. And I think if you remember, we kind of thought this could turn out to be a small scoring draw. Joke's on us. There was a no scoring draw. There was also a crazy weather delay that we're going to talk all about here later on. Chip sent us a little write-up. We'll get to that as well. But first off, my man, I want to ask, who's still in first place though?
We are, baby. We are
still double digit lead. And in fact, with the draw this weekend, Orlando got jumped by San Diego Wave. So now Orlando and Washington are tied for third, while San Diego Wave has locked up that second spot. It's fun to watch little sisters fight it out down here, and big sister on top being like, come on already. Why are you being such a girl about it? Let's go.
I mean, if you're a neutral fan, like those three teams, you could even kind of throw Portland in there, who's kind of creeping up.
True.
But I mean,
that you have to throw Seattle in there as well. You know what I mean? They're all kind of clustered.
Right. They're basically one game apart. But yeah, man, if you're a neutral or a fan of one of those teams, that's a fun race to watch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because from second to sixth place, there's 4 points, and that's the difference between a home playoff game and a road playoff game.
Right.
So things are heating up, man. And we're 16 games in. I believe that gives us 8 left. Play 24 on the season.
I think 26. Let me double check.
Is it 26 now? Okay. So 10 games left then. We'll say that. However, goal differential didn't change on our part. We still got that positive 22 going on. But there were some crazy things around the league, man. And did you know Alyssa Nair got her first goal?
I sure did. That is
goalkeeper, wild. Baby. So cool. It was the end of the game.
Yeah. Yep. It was like the 90+9 or something.
Yeah, absolutely 99, something like that. And she gets down there to get it in the chaos with the final set piece of the game, and that ball rattles around. That goalkeeper made one hell of a stop just for it to bounce right in front of Alyssa Nair to get a foot on it. So
that's got to be heartbreaking, right? Like you do everything.
Seattle.
Yeah.
3-3 draw with Chicago. I mean, no one wants that. Like right. That's horrible points to give up. How do you give up three goals to Chicago at home anyways? That's just kind of crazy to me that they all of a sudden just start firing.
I mean, they've got a little bit of a boost in terms of some players that came into the transfer window, or at least enough to where they're starting to gel. But yeah, man, to give up 3 at Chicago, that's no good.
You hate to do it. Another thing,
that's a goal difference right there too. Like if they're fighting out, trying to compete there to get a top 4 or 5 spot, that goal difference could be Could be everything.
Good point. Just got canceled out by one of the worst teams in the league. Dude, another thing to keep an eye on, we're on top of that golden boot race with Chwinga, and we're like, okay, Chwinga did not score this past weekend. Pop on over. Did Esther Gonzalez score? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. That's unfortunate. But they lost. Gotham lost, but Esther did get her goal to help her in that race. So
what a luxury, by the way. Be like, oh, we're sitting pretty, 11 points above everybody else. Not even caring if people win or lose really below us, but just hoping that our player can win the golden boot. Like it's pretty honestly, nice luxury.
Haven't felt that in a while. I mean, it's like as a Kansas City sports fan, you never really thought about individual accolades. You just kind of wanted to make the playoffs, and if you have a person in up for like defender of the year or something, or golden boot, it's like, okay, that's cool too, I guess. But with this massive lead we got, it's like, all right, we'll pay attention to this golden boot race because we're about to lock this puppy up. A few more games, dude. It's in the bag.
It's getting really close.
And we're just going to be obnoxious as hell about it because that's the only way I know how to do it.
You never know when you're going to, have that opportunity again.
Absolutely. A lot of draws on the week, man. North Carolina drew with Portland 1-1. Utah Angel City 0-0. Washington and Louisville 2-2. And then us 0-0. Seattle Chicago 3-3. So everyone was pretty. The only people that got wins were Houston and San Diego.
Who would have thought that Seattle and Chicago would be the highest scoring game of the week?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Wow, that is bananas. There was we're recording this on Tuesday afternoon. There was a game last night. That was the Seattle-Chicago one. Just some random Monday game. How wild is that?
I kind of dig it. I kind of like it.
I don't hate it. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed Leagues Cup with this MLS and Liga MX competition going on because like those games were coming boom, boom, boom with the group stage. Like there was something on every night. It was kind of cool to just turn it on, fall asleep to,
Yeah, and if I remember, last year was pretty fun. Like I had a pretty good run. I got a lot of attention and it was a good time.
Yeah, 100%. With the where's that going here? I do want to say, I'm just going to say it right now. We drew this game on Saturday because Chwinga went with blue hair. Blue's not our colors. What happened here? It's more towards Orlando purple than it is KC Current teal. So I'm just like, you got to pick a side, Timois. What are we doing?
When I first saw that, it kind of made me think of like a blue flame, that's what it, and then, or like, I was going to say like ice cold blue. That was kind of how I was associating it. But I like the hair. I just wish you could have, got a goal to kind of show it off a little more.
I know. And, you can blame the delay. You can blame the heat. You can blame the refereeing. That wasn't all that great either. Orlando was also very physical throughout the game. So just a messed up day, to be honest. The hype was real. The heat was even realer. I'm going to get completely into that. But first of all, I want to go ahead and read Chip's little write-up, and it'll give us stuff to talk about and kind of riff off of so we don't end up saying something that he said before he says it. You know what I mean?
Nice lead in. Yeah.
So let's do this real fast. Chip said, "We tied? I didn't know we could do that." KC Current held scoreless at home for the first time in CPKC Stadium, which is quite the statistic since we've had 21 NWSL games there. Scoreless at home, dude. That's never happened. The several-hour delay with the heat was necessary for the safety of the players, but I always wonder what they're doing for those hours in the locker room. Stretching? Playing cards? I bet they're hungry too, but either way, Current came out after a 3+ hour delay when it was still scorching hot to play. The game ended 0-0, but Orlando really seemed to have our offense locked down. Current clocked in 16 shots during the game with only one of them on target, and that was the final shot of the match when Bia chested it down and hammered it on goal. Of the 16 shots, 9 were off target and 6 were blocked. Our shots came from 8 different players, including 2 from our defenders and 5 from our mids. The Pride, on the other hand, only had 5 shots all game with 1 on target. 5 shots all game for Orlando is tied for their season low during a game against Gotham in March. The big difference maker in this? The Kansas City Current held the Orlando Pride, the 2024 NWSL Shield and 2024 NWSL champions, to a whopping 0.15 XG, the lowest XG Orlando has had as a team as far back as I can go. There were a few matches where I could see a 0.2 XG, but the Current shut them down in a way Orlando has never received before. Whether it was the back line who kept them bogged down or if it was the heat and the 2.5-hour delay to start, who knows? But I will say that Orlando isn't exactly lacking a high-powered offense. Barbara Banda did get subbed off early, and she is the highest goal contributor for Orlando at 8 on the season, so I'm sure that didn't help them. It was good to see Sentnor come in for a bit, getting 29 minutes of playing time. I do wonder to myself where Allie is going to fit into the lineup, especially for someone who played all 90 minutes for most games in Utah, coming to a club where there are many established, dominant in their field midfielders already there. I asked Chris and Dan, what do you think the future holds for Sentnor? The season is also about 60% done. Could this have been something to lock in a high-quality player for next season because we know we're going to lose a player? I know that DiBernardo announced her pregnancy and will be out for a bit, but what do you think, and what are your hopes for how she will fit in? The Current has held on to its first-place lead, holding 11 points above the second-place team, the San Diego Wave. But on to the next match, which is in Portland. Portland are in good form, rocking a 2.0 points per game in their last 5 matches, which is second highest in the league right now compared to the Current's 2.6. Portland is currently undefeated at home with a 5-3-0 home record compared to the Current's 7-0-2 away record. Portland has 0.88 goals allowed per game while at home, tied for the third best in the league behind the Current and Seattle. This will go up against the Current's high-flying 1.67 goals scored per game while away, the fourth highest in the league. I'm excited to see what comes in the next few weeks. Let's take our break real fast. We'll come back and we'll talk about this game. Stay right there.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
I'm Brett Goodwin, one of the owners of The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a neighborhood toy store in Prairie Village, Kansas. This has been here in this location since 2000s, and my husband Alan and I purchased the store in 2023. Alan and I grew up in families where we've always wanted to have a business together. Alan grew up, for instance, his parents had a jewelry store. I worked in a local toy store here in Prairie Village when I was growing up. When this opportunity happened in 2023, we knew right away we wanted to contact them and pursue the store. We wouldn't have been able to get the store without the team at Emprise Bank. From the day we contacted them, they knew what we needed to do, which was very helpful. I would absolutely recommend the team at Emprise Bank to anyone looking to secure a business. We worked with Emprise from day one. They were extremely helpful. They were always great resources. We talk to them frequently. They know the area. They're very friendly. We know who we're going to talk with, and they know what we need to do. We hope we'll see you at the Learning Tree.
Folks, nothing beats hanging out with the boys on a hot summer day and watching some baseball. And the simplest way that you all can get in on the action is to download the Pick 6 app from DraftKings. It is crazy simple. Just pick more or less on the stats for 2 or more of your favorite players, and boom, you're in the mix for big cash prizes. And the best part is, Pick 6 is available right here in Missouri. Don't miss out on the fun. Don't settle for a smaller payout. Switch to Pick 6, and right now, new customers can get $25 in bonus picks with their first deposit of $5. Here's what you got to do. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and then use code KCSN. That's code KCSN for new customers to get $25 in bonus picks with their first deposit of $5. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Bonus picks expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Bro, let's paint the picture for you. Saturday, it's going to be hot. You know how I know? Because the National Weather Service issued a weather alert many days prior.
They do that?
They do that. Simple thing. Simple app check, Simple app will tell you it's going to be hot and extreme heat and probably shouldn't be out there for longer than so many hours or whatever. Anyways, we're heading to the game. We're taking some first timers, very excited. They've never been to a game. And technically they still haven't, because we had to leave this thing early because I had to be on stage and do an improv by 8:00. You know what I mean? Had to be there by 7. Anyways, we get there. First of all, we had to take the shuttle. Nice little school bus situation, air conditioned. Don't hate it. Walk to the stadium. Little rough. Could be worse. Breeze is feeling nice. You know, at least there was a breeze. Trying to look on the bright side. Glass half full situation. Buddy, we get there and we get our food, and it's like game time, and they're doing this glass bulb temperature test thing, which is like a measure of the heat index. And again, if only an app could tell you what your location-based heat index is. Wet bulb test. There it is. Wet bulb. Nasty. They're checking it, and they're doing checks like every 45 minutes. And it has to be below 92 for like 2 consecutive wet bulb tests or something. And you're thinking this game's going to kick off. It's not. You know, I'm thinking maybe we'll go at 4. It's supposed to start at 3. Maybe we'll go at 4. Nope. Well, I got to leave at 5, so we're just going to take off. Buddy, this is a massive failure. And I don't think Casey Current's to blame. I think it's the league. It's a very selfish situation. Because why? It was on big CBS. Oh, we can't lose our media time. We got to play this game. We can't push it back because we are locked in on CBS and we need that money, right? Fuck the fans. The fans are coming out. They're going to buy food. We're going to make them sit around, buy drinks, buy more food. We're going to make that money, right? But then that's where it becomes a Casey Current thing. But Casey Current can't do anything about it. It's the league, right? Like, you know what their statement was to Daniel Sperry? Did you see this at all?
I did.
The league aims to play matches as scheduled whenever safely possible. While forecast guide planning, we primarily rely on real-time, on-site weather data to make informed decisions in accordance with our inclement weather policies and protocols. Based on those inputs, the league made the decision to delay today's match. Hashtag fuck them fans. That's on there too. No,
So if we have a blizzard, like a blizzard warning, do we just go out there and then wait for him to measure the snow on the field?
Here's the deal. Thank you for telling us all that stuff. Why didn't you communicate that ahead of time and saying, like, there's a possibility, like, here's our procedure. This is what we do. This game could get pushed back. Like, the fans didn't know about this policy. They didn't know that at all. And even like players and coaches were asked about the delay and the league's decision at the end of the game. Of course, they're not going to bash their employers, dude. They're not going to throw their employers under the bus. They gave a very PC statement and saying, like, yeah, you know, the decision was made. We played the game, whatever. I'm just kind of mad. I think it just sucks. There's nothing to rectify this. They were just like, well, you can leave and come back. And it's like, okay, that's fine, I guess. But like, are they going to put $10 of like food credit in everyone's account or something? Or are they going to give them a ticket to a free game? Like, what do you do? Because a majority of the fans left, right? You left.
Yeah.
When did you leave? What time did you go?
Probably like 4:45.
4:45. So shortly after we left, probably.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You can leave and come back. We'll grant you re-entry. Where are you gonna go, Chris? To that hotel lobby that's right on the corner, or walk a stinky river? Where are you gonna go and come back? If you have parking, you could take your car to go get like ice cream or do an escape room or something air conditioned. I don't know. But what's the plan? It's not around anything.
I mean, a lot to unpack there. I mean,
I'm ranting. It's been I've been holding on to this for days. I've been waiting for this.
I love it. So, you know, first and foremost, it's like a 20-25 minute walk to the River Market area, right? So, you know, that's a half an hour walk in the sun. And you shouldn't that you're trying to avoid. But I didn't even know what a wet bulb test even was. I didn't even know what it was. So yeah, and I'm looking at it right now. It says it is important because it helps us understand how heat and humidity interact. It plays a critical role in human comfort and safety. And just so you know, I mean, again, I had no idea about any of this, but just so you know, when it's 95, the human body can no longer cool itself effectively and could be fatal.
Yeah, it's like an equivalent of like 150 Fahrenheit or something.
it's insane. And like you said, how come they didn't put the policy on the big board, inform the fans for their own safety?
Yeah.
We just keep the shit just set aside for when we have to, use it instead of, I mean, it was so frustrating because, like I said, I didn't even know you could go until I was leaving, or you could re-enter until I was leaving, but you have nowhere to go. There's not much shade when you're even walking to go somewhere. It was very cramped everywhere under the bleachers or under the seat.
Yeah. Because just chilling next to other sweaty people.
Yeah, people are sitting down. There was multiple wheelchairs that people needed, like emergency assistance. I mean,
my wife had to have a seat. She was getting a little dizzy.
Yeah, I was caked in sweat and sunblock everywhere. Everywhere I looked, people were incredibly irritated, uncomfortable. I mean, you got Baba. I don't know how old he is, but he's out there, slinging some falafel and hummus, out there in the heat. And I felt really bad for like the stadium workers. They didn't sign up to be out there for God knows how long. I left my house at like 12:30. Had I stayed for that game, I would have got home at like 9:40. Dude, I would have been hungry. I would have been dehydrated. I've been irritated. It's just a crappy situation. Like you said, I don't blame the Current. I blame the league and I blame CBS. It's because they wanted them on prime time and it backfired. You know what they got? They got a delayed game. They didn't get to showcase two of their best teams, the best players. And on top of that, they went out there and played their best, but it was not two teams who were ready to play. Lowe tweeted, on Instagram, I think she left her house at like 11. Yeah. Like your body and mentally you're trying to prepare for a game, and she didn't get to play for like 7 hours later. And I don't blame the lackluster of on the field play on anybody, right? The players were just doing their best in that situation.
Yeah.
But the league set them up to fail. The league set the fans up to fail. I mean, who would have known it would have been hot in mid-August? Who would have known?
A heat warning was issued days prior. Everyone knew, like, hey, Saturday is going to be a really hot day. They're saying heat index is north of 100. Right there, NWSL and KC Current should have said, we're going to delay this game till 7 o'clock at night. Boom. Change it. Tickets are honored. You know what I mean? Come on in. That's all they had to do. And fans would have been like, this is a great decision because, whoa, I don't want to be out there at 3 p.m. But we all went out there, dude. We all went very excited. It's just a huge fuck you to fans. And it's the league's problem. And the league wants to be taken seriously as this big growing soccer league. Yet you're making these kinds of decisions that what's going to happen next? If we're in a winter storm warning, well, we're going to get all the fans out there and make our own decision. No, dude, look, National Weather Service trumps some wet bulb test at midfield on site. I mean, maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't know.
No. Had somebody had a serious heat stroke, a fan had been out there in a serious heat stroke, this would have been blown up even more. But thankfully, nobody was, to my knowledge, like seriously, impacted or affected at that type of level. But I mean, at what point do they actually look at that and say, okay, we're going to postpone this game to 7? I mean, the attendance during the game. I mean, credit to the fans who stayed. First of all,
shouts to the fans who stayed. Absolutely,
you guys are the real MVPs. Like, I don't know how you did it. God bless you guys.
Well, they don't have dogs at home. That's for sure. They had sitters.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to the Attacking Third podcast, and they even gave credit to the fans as well, for staying out there. And yeah, national media show up to attend that game as media, which you don't get very often, right? You get the big time games, and it was a big fucking dud. It was a big fuck you to the fans. They don't care about our player safety. They care more about having that on their 3 p.m. time slot than everybody else who showed up, including the players.
But is it a surprise? I mean, that a company cares about money and media? Like that's what it is, dude. That's what it's about. It just sucks because we wish it wasn't just that,
We look at it from a more of a human lens than they do.
Sure.
Their numbers, 100%. Dollars and cents. And I'm thinking about Izzy Rodriguez just flying up the field for 90 minutes in this ridiculous heat and humidity. Or, the fans next to us are just drenched in sweat, who, look like they're about to pass out. I mean, that's where we're looking at it. And they're just looking at it as like, oh, we can get more viewership at this 3 p.m. time slot. Fuck everybody else.
That's precisely what it is. And they were obviously they cared about player safety, or they wouldn't have been doing this test at midfield. But like to make anybody like warm up twice for something, like, bro, it's not a good thing. They even say like your body does not need to exercise multiple times a day. You do a warm up, an exercise, and a cool down. You don't need to do anything else that day if you've done enough. You know what I mean? So it's like to have them go out there and go through the motions of warming up and then leave the field and just go sit around and make TikToks like Orlando was doing. Like, it's just as the fans are sitting there, the longer they're sitting there, the more aggravated you get. Because, bro, heat aggravates you. It just puts you at odds end with anyone in your vicinity. You're just like looking to fight.
Especially
rough.
Especially you don't even know what a wet bulb. You're Googling it as you're sitting there waiting on this magical number to go below a certain, degree for you. They checked it every 15 minutes or so. It just lack of information too. Like once we found out, like we were, Chip, Megan, and myself, we were like, okay, if it, we get a time frame that's manageable, we'll stay. But we had things we had to do. And then once we found out it was in basically an hour and 45 minutes, that we're like, we can't sit out here this long. Like we got
no way, man.
Plans, yeah.
Got stuff to do. I know Chip and Megan had dogs at home too, and it's just rough. I think my worst, the thing I keep going back to though is like you can leave and re-enter, and it's like, leave where? Like a lot of people parked off site, so they got to go mess with the shuttle and get to their car. You think they want to do all this again? I mean, even if I parked close, I'm not sure I would have left and come back. Because where am I going to go?
Right. I mean, thankfully, when we left, the shuttles were going. Not as many as normally do, for the obvious reasons. But thankfully, they were going.
We just bit the bullet, took an Uber. We were just like, screw this shuttle thing, man. Because my pass was in a whole different lot, and it's a different shuttle than you would have taken. So it's like, I don't know if that shuttle was even operating yet. I was really confused.
Yeah, it's just a really kind of shitty situation for everybody involved.
Shitty situation that everyone will forget about in 2 days' time. Like, we'll never talk about this again. It's a moment in time that pissed us off in the moment, right?
I'll tell you what, though, I had no idea there was so much bagged ice in that stadium until we sat by those doors, and they're just coming and going with ice constantly.
Even the workers were getting grumpy. We're like, will you relax? Move out of the way, please. Bitch, we are trying to just exist in the shade. Like, we get you got things to do. And they're like, stand over there, stand. Like, they were yelling at us.
Yeah, okay. You got thousands of people trying to huddle under one stretch of, a couple stretches of covered.
Try a little kindness, instead of just yelling at us. I get it. The heat aggravates people, dude. Everyone's fired up. It's really stupid. Okay.
Thankfully, nobody got seriously hurt.
For sure. And even players, man. Dude, I can't imagine what their bodies were feeling like after playing that day. I bet they were just ready for a big ice bath, big swimming pool or something. Just relax, Well,
like after, when I got home, I crashed. Like I was out. I was done. That messed me up for like a day and a half. And that just kind of what you were mentioning earlier. When they come out, they warm up. I mean, like their body's being fatigued just by being in the heat. And then you go kind of settle back down. And then you got to come back and warm up in that. In normal circumstances outside of that heat, I don't think it would have been as bad. But that just does a whole nother number on your body. I think you can tell when they came out there, both teams had a lower level of energy than what they normally would.
Yeah. Dude, there's no reason there should be a quote-unquote weather delay if it's heat. Because heat is predictable. You know what's coming. Now, a weather delay like something Sporting had in Orlando, you don't know there's going to be massive amounts of lightning during a rainstorm. You don't know that there's going to be lightning. You can't predict lightning in that way, But you can predict heat. You see it. You see it coming together throughout the week. You know what's going to happen. So I heard we're in a weather delay, and I'm like, what does that mean? Not a cloud in the sky, so we're delaying for heat that you knew about? I'm going to get fired up again. I've been waiting to do one of these Coos rants for a while. I don't think I've done a Coos rant since like 2020. Do you know this?
I don't want to stop you. I don't want to slow you down one bit.
It's been a bit, dude. Blood pressure. I think I'm just mad because it was like if we were inconvenienced and I live in Topeka and you live in Lawrence, how about the people that live in Orlando and made a trip?
There were some of them.
Yeah,
there were some Orlando fans who came out from Orlando.
But what if, maybe they were fine to stay. Maybe they didn't have anywhere to be. But what if you came in and you had like an evening flight? You're like, I'm going to hit this game and then cruise on down the road to the airport because it's far. Fairly close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, now you can't stay at the game because you had a 7:00 flight or something like that. It happens. I went to a USA game at Sporting and we flew out right after the game. It was insane. Yeah. We had our bags in the car and everything. So I think about that, man. Like people from St. Louis, maybe they made the trip.
Had they known, maybe they could have changed their plans ahead of time.
I think some communication is key. Let people know, hey, there's a possibility this game gets delayed or not played at all. Enter at your discretion. None of this fine print bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, let's be transparent and let everyone know what's going on. And again, I don't think it's the club's fault.
No,
I do think it's the league, and you want to be respected as a top contender, but you want to pull some bullshit like this. I don't know. I don't know how to make this right. I don't know what's going to happen. Probably Casey Curran should just have us do jersey reveals on this podcast yearly.
It's the one way to right this entire wrong.
Right, that all will be forgiven. We'll do a live unboxing right here. We'll talk about it.
Shoot your shot.
Why wouldn't you shoot your shot, dude? I'm done not shooting my shot. Okay, we cooled off. We good? Everything fine?
Yeah.
Okay. On that moment, let's break and talk about this game. Stay right there.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network. Make sure you download our new app. Find it on the App Store or Google Play. Just search KC Sports Network.
All right, let me talk to you. We got this 0-0 game to talk about. I can't believe there's like almost 10 minutes of highlights from this game and not a single goal. That sounds wild to me. I'm like, what are we picking out? Expert throw-ins? Good corner kicks? What's going on here? Hell of a slide tackle. But hey, let's talk about this lineup. Pretty basic. Looks good to me. That's starting lineup. Lorena's back in the mix. Sharples and Mace in the middle, though, because Elizabeth Ball was a scratch, right?
Yeah.
Hip injury?
Yeah, she was out with a hip injury, but I guess a little good news on that front. She was training, so it does not appear to be very serious or serious enough. But yeah,
love that. Midfield looks good to me. Front, you got Chwinga, Bia, Cooper up top, Hutton, Dabinia, Labonta in the middle. Izzy and Wheeler on the sides, with Mace having to step in on center back. Wheeler and Mace aren't going to split time at that outside back situation, so they both get to play. So that was interesting from my standpoint. You had Allie Sentnor on the bench. Chip mentioned in his little write-up, she played just south of 30 minutes. Where does she fit into this team, man? Is she just like a super sub or what depth?
I think it's also depth for sure. And she could start obviously anywhere. I think it's just one of those things where you're trying to, at this point, we're up 11 points on the table. You're just trying to manage the rest of the season and limit injuries. And Sentnor allows you to have a really high level quality of play throughout this stretch while giving, Dabinia a rest, while giving Lowe a rest, or even Bia. And another, to his point, again, you could see it where, Lowe's a free agent next year, unrestricted free agent. So is Bia. We don't know what's going to happen, but what we do know is if we lose, one or two of them, or, both, we're still going to be okay. Not saying we want to, but she can slide right in there. So it gives us that high quality depth and just the ability to manage the season without really risking points.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, you got Marta and Barbara Banda running the center of the field there, center forward, center midfielder. Um, I think, I know my favorite part of this game was, though, the game kicked off and Orlando kicks it back to their keeper and she blasts it out of bounds. It was like 4 seconds into the game. They're like, all right, starting this game. Boom, throw in.
Is that the earliest throw-in we've seen that like had a keeper involved?
It has to be. I don't know what that was. I'm just going to blame the long rest that they had, but it was just like, wow, this is the kind of game we're going to see.
It's a sign of things to come.
Sign of things to come. A lot of teal seats out there. Not a lot of people stayed there, man. But again, shouts to the ones who did. I think they were as loud as they needed to be. Crazy, scary moment, though. 30 seconds in, Barbara Banda was penetrating, dude, coming into the box. And I think they called a foul on her when she was looking to get like a penalty shout, you know? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? I mean, because I'm watching it in slow motion right now. She gets around. Wow, dude. I don't know. How is that a foul on Banda?
I don't think it was a foul at all. I just think it's
I don't think there was a foul anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it should have just been
just play.
Just keep playing, right? But like, if I would have called a foul, it might have been on Mace for a penalty shout.
I wonder if, with the visibility of this game and knowing they're two physical teams, if the ref wanted to set that tone early.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you had to do that with that type of heat, but
God, wouldn't that have sucked? Could you imagine that early ass penalty? We had a chance right away, dude. Like about a minute later, Chawinga's streaming down. And I believe Claire Hutton hits this outside the box for a little curler outside the post. And you're like, Jesus, 2 minutes in, each team has had a little attacking segment here. What's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Orlando kind of had, the better start kind of out the gate.
True. No, yeah, absolutely. I think that, I don't know. Do you have possession numbers nearby?
I do here. Let me see here. So Orlando had 52 to Kansas City's 48.
Okay, so pretty even, really.
Yeah. I think it evened out more in the second half. I think we had a little more.
Gotcha. It was, you could tell about 5 minutes in, we start to settle in a little bit. We're like, okay, let's calm down. Like they've had a pretty scary corner kick. They've had a little box penetration. Like, let's pass the ball a bit, get everyone some touches, set some stuff up, stop being so anxious about this.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, man, the pressure's not on us to win this game.
Right.
You know what I mean? We are fine. I know we're looking to like break records and make history and all that stuff, but like there's no pressure here. Let's just relax and get points, right?
Make them try to beat you and make a mistake because they need the points more than we do.
100%. And for a minute, it looked like we were kind of letting them have the possession for a bit, letting them come at us so we could do that thing we do where we get a good interception and counter the hell out of them. But Orlando's also very fun to watch, dude. They are, I don't know, next to us, they probably are the next best team to watch. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and they have one of my favorite defenders, Emily Sams. I thought she did an excellent job keeping everybody in check and cutting off passing lanes and not giving up any kind of easy angles for a shot. I think she was kind of MVP on their team for that game. She just did not give us anything easy.
Yeah.
I thought she had a great game.
No, agreed. First half was just, you're right though, man. It was all Orlando and we were just very, very lacking in our attack.
It reminds me of like a fighter who, somebody who wants them just kind of wear themselves out in the first half.
Little rope-a-dope action, you mean?
Yeah,
okay.
A little bit. Just kind of, it's hot. Everybody's tired. Just let them come really hard, and we're just going to weather the storm. The second half, we're going to, come at them pretty hard.
Sure. Let them run, And Orlando is no stranger to playing in heat like this, you know what I mean? They play in wet Orlando, dude. That is just nasty down there with all the humidity.
Soggy ass Orlando. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But we God damn, who was it that had an opportunity here in the 54th minute? Was this Claire again taking a little outside the box shot? Yep, sure was. Just wide of the post. She's hungry. We've seen her continue to shoot from outside the box over and over, dude. And just it goes wide of the goal or over the net. What's it going to take to get something on frame for our girl Claire, man? I want it. I need it.
Maybe if we all voted for her for the Impact Award, you know, if she won. Award. Yeah, maybe if we all voted, that might be just enough to get that ball on frame.
When do they announce that, by the way?
I'm not sure, but I know the voting is now, and you can vote once a day. So actually, I voted a little bit before we started recording. But
did you?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So sport or girl.
Absolutely. I think that it's just weird to see everyone so, I don't know, so lacking here. Did you see Lowe kick her shin guard out of her sock? As she was like, hold up, let me grab that.
Yeah.
What other goofy shit is going to happen on this day? It felt like a day it felt like a 0-0 game. You know, it's what was deserved out of this day.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall. And one thing I thought was kind of cool, it was Chewinga, Debinha, and Lowe came out, asked for the fans to hang around, during the inclement weather break.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they came out and asked the fans to stay around if they can. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
No, that is very cool. Was that after I'd already left?
It might have been after or just around the time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It was probably actually a little bit after, but not much longer.
Gotcha. Dude, we had a moment here in like the 88th. Chewinga had a little 1-on-2 situation, and she cuts one defender up, dude, and then another one comes back, so it's kind of 1-on-3. And then in came flying Bia, who probably should have finished this game. This is a masterclass of attacker skill, by the way. Like, Chewinga just puts this defender on skates, tries to penetrate these other two, and Bia comes in, dude, and I don't know, not much of an angle for her to hit that. That's kind of tough.
But, goes back to credit to the Orlando defense. They did not really give us anything easy. We didn't. They kept, and that's what they do. They're one of the best defenses in the league as well. They just keep the play in front of them, especially Chewinga. That was their number one thing. Keep Chewinga in front of you. Don't let her behind you. And they did exactly that. They're going to make you beat them with a set piece or something kind of top of the box, but they're not going to, let you get by in a 1-on-1 and beat them.
Yeah, very true. They were ready for it.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm thinking at the end of this game? I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I want when it's 100 degrees out? 8 minutes of stoppage time, boy. Like, I want more of this.
You think the league just being assholes was like, you know what? I heard all the bitching. Give them 8 more.
It's insane. Orlando had a nice little shot from distance towards the end of the game. Lorena easily kind of tips it over the net. I'm not sure it's going in the goal anyways. I think it's probably going to hit the post, but you never know. But last little ditch effort here, man. About 10 seconds left. We're coming down the left side of the field, putting the ball into the box. Orlando takes care of it pretty easily. Ball game, dude.
Man, if that very last chance, though, the one where Bia chested it down and like twisted her body and tried to get that shot off, had that went in, that would have been a highlight reel for a long time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was so cool. It went right to the keeper, but that was just incredible. That was so hard to even get it on frame. Like,
true. Yeah, here I was thinking he was going to blow the whistle, but he let it play into the 8th minute of stoppage time, and she takes a couple chest taps, and man, the way it bounces on net, like if that's towards the side, it's going in the goal, and boom!
Imagine if she scored that at the very end. Oh my god!
We wouldn't be bitching about a weather delay. We would be in here saying we were the best alive.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
But you give us, we talk about what we have to talk about.
Fair result, though, right? I think we can say it's a fair result. Both teams played really well defensively. I think they're both pretty conservative. Didn't want to risk too much on
two
this.
halves.
Yeah,
Like I would say, Orlando won the first half, and we won the second half,
and,
right? With opportunities,
right. And I think Chip mentioned it, but Banda going down at the very beginning, I think set the tone for their offense because Banda has 8 goals. Let me take a look at this here. 8 goals.
Put Lemos in in the 14th minute.
Yeah. Marta has the second highest at 3, and she has 2 PK goals. So 1 in the run of play. And then, Haley Hansen has 2. So like all of their goals basically flow through Banda, which is not a great way to build a team. I mean, that's last year, when you shut down Chawinga, that's where we kind of struggled. But when she went down, I think that changed the whole tone of the game. I think they went super defensive at that point, which was obviously the right thing to do. But what really I thought was insane was Chawinga, who tracked back from the other side of the field to hunt down Banda and block her shot where she got hurt.
Yeah.
I like that sprint is absolute madness.
That's what she does, dude.
You know
She's
how
not
in the NFL,
just an attacker.
Yeah, you know how in in the NFL, if I don't know, you have a really good game and they go drug test you because of something great you did.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I don't know how they're not sending her, showing up to their house asking for drug samples every day. Because
why are you saying this? Shush, dude. Shush.
Because
keep doping, baby.
it's superhuman what she's doing.
No, for sure.
It's incredible.
It is. Some substitute highlights for us. We mentioned Ali Centnor came in at the 62nd for Debinha. I'm fine with that. We thought Debinha would get about 60 minutes, and she did. Prince came on for Cooper at that time as well. But we only brought in 3 subs, dude. And Rocky Rodriguez came in the 91st for Lowe. So, didn't Lowe take a knock towards the end? And they were just like, nope, not risking it, taking her out. Is that what that was?
I can't remember, to be honest. I have to go back and watch.
Well, not a single yellow card in this puppy. No yellow, dude. No disciplinary actions at all. Isn't that crazy?
Between these two teams? Yeah.
Yeah. I do see attendance was 11,500. That seems crazy. So, anyway.
Another sellout, baby.
Another sellout. I mean, it's how many tickets were sold? What are you going to do? This is going to be a rough one. This Saturday, dude. I'm going to be at an awards banquet. That's right. Your boy's nominated for an acting award. And I'm going to be watching this on my phone at 9 p.m. So It's going to be on Ion, which is on your what? On your Tubi and on your Pluto?
Yeah.
Which one do you use again?
Roku.
Oh, you use Roku.
Yeah.
So is it Pluto or Tubi that you go to?
Ion is on Roku for free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, see, I don't know that shit. Pluto and Tubi, I'm like, I don't use these for nothing, but apparently I need them occasionally. I have no idea.
Yeah, and I mean, our cable service has Ion anyway, but it's nice to have it available anywhere.
I gotcha. Jesus Christ, tell me how I just hit my hourly stand goal when I've been sitting here. Is it because I talk with my damn hands?
I think you're too fired up. I think it was
it's insane, dude.
I think your heart rate was going.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Gets me. I'm getting a little red. So yeah, we got Portland. This will not be easy. They are currently 5th in the standings. They're one win away from being tied for 2nd. So it's they're a good team, man. What should we expect?
A tough team. I mean, they are. Oh gosh, let me see here. They have the highest XG in the league. You might think we do because our goals are, the highest in the league. But yeah, they have a higher XG than we do. We have 27.8. They have 28.9. So they have the second or third best offense in the league here. So they're third in goals per match at 1.6. We're first with 2.0. So they're right there, man. They have a really good offense. Defense are a little bit towards middle of the table. But man, they play so good at home. They play so good
That's
at home.
true.
It's going to be hard. And one quick thing here, man, I don't know if just in the back of my mind, like after the break, we have not played, that well offensively. Well, we did have 2 goals against Racing, 1 goal against Utah, which, both tough teams, by the way, and then a draw against Orlando. So maybe I'm just building it up in my head, but we just we don't feel like the high powered offense that we had prior to the break. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I'm going to go on a limb and say we're going to get back to it in this game.
Okay.
I just feel that, like, a big break like that can change teams. It really can. You can get out of form. We're not losing games.
Right.
We're fine, but we're not crushing people, which, it's whatever. Points are points. But I think I don't know, man. I think we recover well this week. I think we get back to it. Maybe we see Elizabeth Ball back in there. But I'm feeling pretty optimistic that we can get these 3 points away from home.
Yeah, you need to give me some of your optimism.
Yeah, man. Manifestation.
I mean, they have, just taking a look at their team here real quick. They have, let's see here. Sam Coffey is one of the highest rated players in the league. We all know who she is, national team player. Rylan Turner, 5 goals. Torden has 4. Moultrie has 3. Jesse Fleming has 4 assists. And then one thing kind of stuck out to me. See if I can go back to it. But I think it was Olivia Moultrie, who has I'm looking for the stat here, but it's basically like the most big chances created for Portland.
Wow.
So, they got the players who can link up and give good opportunities, but simultaneously we got the best defense in the league, man. I hope Ball's back. Don't know what that's going to look like. Gabby Robinson, she should be off of season-ending injury shortly.
Yeah.
So that's another key defensive piece. But I think it's going to be a tough game.
Because she's getting back to fitness, right? She's back in it.
Yeah, she's training. She's been training for a little while now. So I don't know if maybe they're just waiting to figure out what they want to do with the player before they bring her on, because they might have to adjust the roster spot.
That's a good point.
So maybe they're just holding off on her for now.
Did you know that we are 25 minutes away from equaling the longest shutout streak in franchise history?
Wow, I did not know that.
Which was, it was set earlier this season at 453 minutes. So
Oof.
if we go 26 minutes without conceding a goal in Portland this weekend, we will have set that franchise record.
All right, let's do it.
Dig it. Yeah, man. Anything else to note today?
I feel like I got exhausted just going back to the Heat situation. I got me fired up again. Now I'm tired. Portland's going to be tough, man. They have Torden has an XG of 0.73 per 90. And then I think Chwinga is at a 0.79. So she's not much below Chwinga, which is kind of wild. So if we can limit their attack, limit their ability to connect passes across levels, which we have been doing, and I think we are good at, I think we'll have some success. I'm okay with a draw here, by the way. Of course I want to win, but I'm also not at the point to where we have to win every game to win the Shield. We put ourselves in that situation to have that luxury.
100%. Not going to be much cooler in Portland. It will be a 7:00 local game. The high that day is 96. So not exactly ideal, but yeah, it does get hot out there too. Who knew?
All right. I didn't know that. It was going to be 96. Oof.
Anywho, thank you all for being here today. This was a fun one. Fun to have our first draw pod. Kind of weird to say. And thanks for hanging in with our little rants today. So if you could give us 5-star rating and review on Apple Pod, tell your friends, bring them on board. Hey, there's a super cool pod I listen to. You guys should join me. Email us at nootherpod@gmail.com if you have questions, comments, concerns, ideas for the show. Socials at NoOtherPod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. And here's hoping we get back to winning ways next week. So for Chris, I'm Daniel. We love you so much. See ya.